Hey guys, it's Candle and it's time for a new collection updates video, new gaming pickups video. I have a little bit of a stack here. Word of warning, I just got home from shopping today, so I haven't really touched any of these. But let's go ahead and get started. A number of these are actually still sealed because I bought them new, and that is because they are new or recent releases. So first up is No More Heroes 3. I really enjoyed No More Heroes 1 and 2. I think I enjoyed 2 more than 1. But I've been looking forward to this, and I've heard some mixed things about it, so I'm really hoping that it's better than I've heard, but we'll see. Definitely looking forward to playing this. I also picked up Skyward Sword HD, and I never got into this first time it came out. I did pick it up like right when it first came out, but I never got into it because I couldn't really grasp the motion controls. Like, I was having difficulty trying it, so really interested in trying out the button controls this time, see if that works a little bit better for me, or maybe I'll go back and give the motion controls another try, because that is how the game was originally designed. But still, definitely glad to have this in my collection. The only Switch Zelda game I'm currently missing is Link's Awakening then, right now. Although we are still hoping to get the HD remasters of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess brought forward, so that would be great as well, but we'll see. Also, I picked up Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. I got Super Mario 3D World right when it first came out on the Wii U, and I really enjoyed it, but never really came back to it, so I'm definitely willing on giving it a second shot, especially the new Bowser's Fury content. Definitely looking forward to playing that as well. Beyond that, this one is going to be getting installed here in a minute. It is the Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. This is the PS5 version. So this includes the new Iki Island story expansion, as well as Legends Online multiplayer mode and so on. Don't really care about the multiplayer mode. I'm mostly here for Iki, so if I can get my PS4 save data transferred over, that'd be great. The one thing I'm not looking forward to is I'm really hoping they did. I think they did, but I'm really hoping they didn't do what Square did with the Final Fantasy VII Remake port, where it has a completely separate trophy list between PS4 and PS5. And thankfully, you could import over your PS4 save, and it would like automatically pop all of your old trophies, so you didn't have to get those again. But if you didn't go through and get the platinum beforehand, and you really want that platinum, your best bet is to play the PS4 version and then import the save and get it to pop like that. So you end up missing out on most of the PS5 upgrades, unless you go back through and play it again later on. So I'm really hoping they didn't do the same thing here, but I have a feeling they did. So we'll see. I know some games, I don't know how it's working PS4 to PS5 right now, but I know from PS3 to PS4, a lot of early ports didn't have the same trophy list, and then later on somehow they did. Like, I know Square Enix in particular, they did the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 HD collections as separate packages on the PS3, and then when they bundled them together and ported them to the PS4 as the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 HD collection, then it was for some reason completely separate trophy list, despite having, individually each game had a separate trophies list to begin with, but it's still a separate list between PS3 and PS4, and yet for the Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD remaster, the PS3, PS Vita, and PS4 versions all use the exact same trophy lists. And this is despite the fact that the PS Vita version is it only has Final Fantasy X on the actual game card from the start. You have to download 10 too. So I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully they'll be able to sort it out in the future, but if Ghost of Tsushima has the same trophy list regardless, that kind of sucks. Because that means if I really want to get that platinum for it, I gotta either platinum the PS5 version and then platinum the PS4, or platinum just the PS4 version, missing out on all the upgrades to bring it forward to the PS5, and transfer everything over and get it to pop that way, which really kind of sucks. But beyond that, I also did pick up Scarlet Nexus. This had been on my list to pick up for a little while. This came out, in the spring, early summer, something like that. And I heard good things about it, like especially if you like, I was getting like huge Astral Chain vibes off of this, at least from the art style. So definitely interested in playing this, and it is optimized for Series X. I almost picked up the PS5 version instead, but I ended up getting the Series X version. this is the version I really wanted anyways, so definitely glad to have it. Anyways, that is the end of the new games. What's left are all older games, so we're going retro here a bit. First up is a DS game, and I don't usually pick these up too often anymore because they can be very hard to find in the case, and when it comes to games where the actual cartridge is very small like this, I don't really want them loose. So what I ended up doing was actually I was just at GameStop and they had New Super Mario Brothers in the original box, with the manual and everything. So I went ahead and picked that up. And I also picked up New Super Mario Brothers 2. So now the only New Super Mario Brothers game I am missing is Luigi U on the Wii U, and then New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe on the Switch. So those are the only New Super Mario Brothers games I'm missing. But I also did pick up Paper Mario Sticker Star, which I know is like the worst one in the series, but with this one, the only one I am still missing is Paper Jam, which is the crossover with Mario and Luigi. And they had it at GameStop alongside a couple of the Mario and Luigi games, and I almost picked them up, but I held off because I was already spending quite a lot of money today, and I didn't really want to go way overboard, especially since we have Sonic Colors on Ultimate coming out on Tuesday and Tales of Arise coming out on Friday. And I'm really looking forward to both of those. So I wanted to hold off because I only have so much money, guys. Really, you might look at this wall behind me and think like I have a shit ton of money to spare, but I really don't. I only have so much money. So one of the things I also picked up was Secret of Mana, the 3D remake on PS4. Now, I already had this, but I bought it off of Amazon thinking I was getting the North American version, and they ended up sending me the PAL territory version. So I ended up picking this up. I was at GameStop. This was actually a GameStop exclusive when it first came out, but they had it and it was like $25. And so I'm going to trade in my PAL territory version. Probably not at GameStop. I don't know if they accept foreign games or not, but there's a couple other stores in the area where I can go to trade stuff in. Like I literally actually just traded in my Japanese copy of The Third Birthday today. And so yeah, definitely glad to have this because now this means the only import games I have in my collection are games where there are no physical versions for that, physical editions for that version in North America. Final Fantasy 3 on the PSP, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, as well as Final Fantasy 7 and 8, and Final Fantasy 9 on the Switch, and Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty on the PS3. So those are all either Japanese, PAL, or Asian territories, but all are in English, so I can definitely play them. Definitely glad about that. Speaking of other English games, I ended up finally picking up Jak X Combat Racing. This is the last Jak and Daxter game produced for the PS2. The last one produced directly by Naughty Dog too, I think. I don't think they had a hand in Daxter on the PSP. But yeah, this is an entirely, racing focused game. And it's the Jak game I was missing on PS2. Definitely glad to have this. I am still missing the PSP games, Daxter and then Jak and Daxter Precursor Legacy. So those are the only ones I'm missing still. But still, definitely glad to have this. And then this one, as soon as I saw it, I had to get it because it is a bit of a rarity. It's a bit hard to find, and because of that, it's a bit expensive. So I finally picked up Dot Hack Part 3 Outbreak. Now, this is not the super expensive one. That's actually Part 4 Mutation. That one, before the pandemic, was already $250. Nowadays, it's probably like $300-$400. But still, everything is in here, though, too. It's Part 3. I already had Parts 1 and 2. Yeah, it's Part 3, so everything is in here. I've got the manual. I've got the game disc and the anime disc, and they're both in really good condition. The only downfall here is it's not the original case, unfortunately. It is a 2-disc case, which is great. I'm not just trying to cram them in here, but it's not the original case, because original PS2 2-disc case, let me grab actually Dot Hack Part 2. So originally PS2 discs or PS2 cases, they almost always had PlayStation branding in them. They almost always had a memory card holder, because again, this was the days of no onboard memory storage outside of the Xbox in that generation. So you had to save all your games to memory cards. But then for the discs, they had these flip things here. And, you know, whenever it was a 2-disc game like that, with rare exceptions, the only exception I can think of off the top of my head is the collector's edition for Final Fantasy 12. That was a 2-disc collector's edition, 1 disc for the game, and then a DVD with bonus features and so on. And that did not have the flip thing because that was actually in a steelbook. So they didn't really have room for that. But still, I am glad. I'm a little bummed that it's not the original case, but everything else is here. Everything else is original. You know, original artwork, manual. Everything's in perfect, pristine condition. So I am glad to finally have this in my collection, which means Mutation is the only Dot Hack game I am actually missing. I mean, I don't have the PS2 versions of the GU trilogy, you know, volumes 1 through 3, but they did do a remaster for that on PS4, and I do have that. So definitely glad to finally have that in my collection. Anyways, that is it for now. Probably will be another one in early October because we're starting to get into the fall where more games are coming out. So, like I said, I'm already waiting on Sonic Colors Ultimate and Tales of Arise later this week. So, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.